Is he going to have evidence I was going that fast, or is he just going to be hearsay? No, he won't.
They all stated in their IA interviews that you ordered them not to activate their WCS camera.
Officers get exposed for their crimes all the time, and each time these crimes just keep getting worse and worse. Take a look at how this ex-cop humiliates the on-duty deputies for fining him without a reason.
Yeah, he'll be there.
If you want to take it to court, I'll be there.
Will you tell the truth in court, or are you going to lie like you're lying now?
Swear to firm.
Scumbag piece of shit. Dude, I have 100 videos of you guys doing that. You don't get in trouble, you're a liar.
I don't want to take you to jail tonight, okay?
We told you
that. But if you're going to push my buttons, we'll go straight to jail. I'm not kidding with you, okay?
It's not often we see cops meet their match, but when that happens, it's really entertaining to watch. Just like in this first one where an ex-cop gets pulled over and absolutely shreds the officers.
Pull up to the next intersection and make a right. He's yelling at me over the loudspeaker. I wonder what I was doing. What is with the siren? He got on his loudspeaker and said, go to the next intersection and take a right. Oh, man, I can't win. Well, I'm trying to just go about my day here. Here you go. Here's your heroes. And here we go.
Can you roll your window down for me, please? I just wanted you to pull off the road at the next intersection. I didn't want you to come all the way up to Pasco County.
Is this not the next intersection?
No, sir. There's about 5 driveways you could have pulled into.
Well, I thought you meant the intersection here. I apologize.
I said the next intersection. There was a community there you could have pulled into. That I pull people over at all the time to pull in there. There's an open field right there you could have pulled into. There's many places.
Just a misunderstanding, sir.
The driver being questioned is ex-cop John Philax, who is now an auditor. We can see that John clearly followed orders, but even then this cop was upset. As an ex-cop, John knew exactly how to handle this situation.
Can you roll your window all the way down for me, please?
Why?
For officer safety.
Sir, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm recording everything.
Okay.
Okay,
so
here's my hands.
I'd like you to roll your window down, please.
Sir, I don't feel safe.
You don't feel safe?
I do not.
Would you like me to get another deputy so you have 2 law enforcement
I'll
officers?
feel less safe if there's 2 of you here.
How would you not feel safe with police officers here?
I could explain it, sir, but you're not going to believe me. So here's my license, which I'm required to give you. Here you go. And here's my insurance, which I'm required to give you.
I need you to put your window down, sir.
Sir, I'm not required to by law.
Yes, you are, sir.
I am not.
I'm gonna check
I've been through this many times.
Okay, please put your window down.
I don't feel safe. So here's my hands. They're going to be on the steering wheel.
I need your registration also.
Okay.
Could you send me 94, please?
Why am I being stopped?
For speeding, sir. You slid right past me and you were going 65 miles an hour. It's a 50-mile-an-hour speed limit.
Okay. Here's everything I got.
Okay.
And here's my hands, okay?
You want to tell me
Oh, wait,
what the
here's it.
problem is with rolling your window down?
Here's everything I got. Here's all my paperwork. I'd rather just remain silent.
John was well versed in the law. You only have to present the paperwork to the officer. You aren't required by law to answer any of their questions. The officer was getting really impatient for not having his way.
I'm going to say this one more time. I remain silent. I don't answer questions. And that's it. Do what you have to do. I've given you everything I'm legally obligated to do.
Do you have any firearms in the car, sir?
I don't answer questions.
No, you need to answer that question, sir.
I don't answer questions, sir.
Sir, do you have a firearm in your car?
I don't answer questions, sir.
Are you some sort of sovereign citizen or something?
No, I'm not, and that's defamation.
I'm sorry? I'm asking you a question. I'm not telling you.
No, sir, I do not work for the police. I do not work for the police.
No, I didn't ask you that.
Well, that's what a sovereign citizen is.
No, sir.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Sovereign citizen is somebody who doesn't think that the law applies to them.
Sir, I've given you everything I'm required to give you by law. What are you talking about?
I'm just You know,
You're just making stuff up now.
I've been polite.
I've been polite to you too, sir, and I've given you everything I'm required to give you by law, and I've done everything I'm required to do by law.
All right. I also need your telephone number.
No.
Okay.
He's totally lying. I was not going 65 miles an hour. I had my cruise set on like 54. Here you go. I'm a sovereign citizen because I'm obeying the law. He's violating the law, trying to get me to incriminate myself, asking me questions I don't have to answer. He thinks I have to answer him because he's the sovereign citizen who has a badge. He's called back up because I won't roll my window down, which I'm not required to do. All traffic stops can be done with the window rolled up.
John even carried around the exact laws and their reference numbers with him.
8.14. I'm not required to sign. 3.8.14. I'm not required to hand you my license, even though I do it, because if you don't, they'll get violent with you. Thus, I'm not opening my window. I gave him the courtesy. I opened my window. I did everything I'm required to do by law. And he's lying. I was not going 65 miles per hour. So here we go. Now another fucking court battle. This is unbelievable. So I'm traveling in a safe manner, doing about 54 miles per hour. He lies and says I'm doing 65. So he'll lie in court and say I'm doing 65, which is a bald-faced lie. He'll have no proof to back it up, but the judge will believe him because he has a costume and they all work together. This is how this works. Now, he's got guns and tasers and everything, but he's scared. And I told him I didn't feel safe rolling down the window, and he says he's gonna bring a second deputy, and as if that's gonna make me feel safe. That makes me feel less safe. And here he comes now. Let's watch him.
This situation was obviously frustrating for John. Nobody likes to be penalized for doing everything right. John's patience was about to end.
I'm citing you for speeding. Like I said, it was 65 and a 50.
That's not true, but okay.
You have.
I have my cruise set. I have my cruise set on 54, and I have a dash cam. You see that, right?
All right. So anyway,
that's fine. Okay.
$43 fine, and you have 30 days to take care of it. Thank you.
And you're going to be in court.
Drive safely.
Yeah, he'll be there.
If you want to take it to court, I'll be there.
Will you tell the truth in court, or are you going to lie like you're lying now?
Swear and affirm.
Scumbag, piece of shit. Fuck off. You too, piece of shit. Go fuck yourself. You fucking piece of shit. What? What's my deal? Armed men stop me and steal my money? You call that freedom? Are you armed? Or are you stupid?
You're talking about us?
Yeah, you! Armed men!
I don't get any of that money.
You don't get any of that money? Where's your paycheck come from?
It doesn't come from citations. It comes from county taxpayers.
Right. I pay you to steal my money, correct?
I didn't take that money. It's not my money.
Who's initiating the theft of the money? The armed men who are stopping me on the road, traveling freely down the road, trying to go about my day. You're going to steal money from my face. Yeah, just shake your head because you know it's true. It's not true that you are... Hey, buddy. For me, I was going 54 miles an hour. I had my cruise control on. Your guy's a liar. Good cops don't let bad cops do bad things. So you're not a good cop either.
You'll have your data pleaded in court.
Sir,
right?
Are you kidding me? So the sovereign citizen judge and the sovereign citizen cop who work together all the time, is he going to have evidence I was going that fast, or is he just going to be hearsay?
He will.
No, he won't. He'll just say, I saw John, and the judge will believe him. Bro, you're a sovereign citizen. He's a sovereign citizen. You guys violate the traffic law nonstop. I have about 100 videos of you guys violating traffic laws, and you're armed hypocrites coming here with guns trying to steal my money. How come he didn't make me sign it? All of a sudden he realizes what the law is. And he tried to tell me I have to answer his questions. He's a liar. I know I don't have to sign it. He tried to tell me I have to answer his questions. No, I don't have to answer anything. I don't have to answer any questions. You guys are liars. You're a sovereign citizen.
He's trying to make sure that you get your citation. That's all it is. He's trying to make
and I gave him everything he needed, and he insisted I still needed to answer his questions. He's a liar, just like you. Okay.
I don't understand why you're so negative towards law enforcement.
Because law enforcement take human suffering and turn it into cash. You guys don't do anything productive. How is stealing my family's money?
If you stole your car today and drove away, who would you call?
If I called the cops and they wouldn't do any good. Because you, first of all, you rarely recover anything. You rarely prevent any. No, it is true. I'm a police accountability activist for about 20 years now. I've been following you.
How many cases have you followed up on in Hillsborough County and District 1 lately?
Hey, how many bad cops have you arrested?
4 for 6 this month.
How many bad cops have you arrested?
4 for 6 this month.
How many bad cops have you? See, he won't answer that. How many bad cops have you arrested? How many cops breaking the law have you arrested, pulled over, given citations to?
Personally, 1. I've only been here 6
You arrested a cop? For what?
Domestic.
Oh, he was in a private capacity? How about when he's in his official capacity?
He wasn't committing a crime. He beat him.
How many cops who break traffic laws have you pulled over? 0. Okay. So cops don't break traffic laws?
Of course he did.
Non-stop. You guys don't follow the law. You guys don't follow the law because you're sovereign citizens.
We actually have GPS in our cars that actually gets us in trouble. If we're speeding for any reason, it sends a...
See, I have 100 videos of you guys doing that. You don't get in trouble. You're a liar. Oh my God, what a liar. Yeah, complain to the cops and then they investigate. The cops investigate themselves.
Just make sure you give him all your information. That way you...
I did.
And you can get out of here quick.
And I did. And I gave him everything he wanted. He wanted more than I was required to give him.
That's fine.
No, it's not fine. It's not fine that you ask for more than I'm required to give you. That's disingenuous, uncredible, and it's not. I feel that way.
The cops definitely regretted pulling this guy over. I don't even think their chief ever spoke to them like that. That's exactly how these tyrants should be put in their place. As the man said in his own words, he'll be taking this to court. Let me know in the comments if you want to see an update on this. This next cop crashed his car, and officers found a vodka bottle in his passenger seat. On November 16, 2022, IMPD officers investigated a car crash in Ohio, and the driver involved was their own Sergeant Peter Feckes.
I guess until he pulls it out, it's rubber on rubber.
Yeah, you can see it's bent in.
Okay. And that.
Can you give me a statement about it? Briefly, what happened though? What did you see?
So we're checking for spots over here where you roll up on him and he has his car on. He slumped over. We knocked on the window and he just wasn't waking up.
Okay.
Refusing to get out of the car and all that. So, and then obviously smoking alcohol. So
Did he make any statements to you, anything like that?
no, he basically he couldn't talk. He was like just mumbling.
He's mumbled?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get to see his eyes, anything like that?
No. I just smelled it.
Okay. Was there anything in the vehicle? Like you see, like on the floorboard and the set cup holder?
He has that bottle of vodka in the vehicle that we observed.
Is it open?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
I think you're right. I just saw a bottle of vodka next to him.
You had a bottle of vodka next to him?
Yeah, it was right next to him. Yeah.
Okay, in the seat.
Kind of like it's big enough where it covered the seat and like floor.
I see what you're saying.
I saw cans, but I don't think that's alcohol. I think it's like energy drinks or whatnot.
Okay. I'll figure it out in a minute. He's in that vehicle?
Yeah. That's our guy on duty, like
In the
normal
vehicle?
duty. Yeah. Because we're doing the event. Did you need OH3s from us? We're the ones that discovered
Yeah,
it.
if you wouldn't mind. If you could write me out something on there and then contact information for you all and who you are so I can get in touch with you about it. All right?
Okay.
All right, I'll be right back.
From what we can tell, the sergeant was in hot waters. The State Highway Patrol found him in a miserable condition. And here I thought cops would know not to drink and drive. The officer then talks to Feckes himself.
All right, man, I'm Trooper Garner. How's it going? All right, you're going to come out here with me. You're going to have a seat in my car, okay? I want to talk to you. What's going on tonight? Step out here with me. We're going to have a seat in my car, okay? I want to talk to you.
Hey, brother, talk to him so he can
Come on, man.
do as much as he can.
You have my phone.
Yeah, we got it. No, we're
Feckes didn't even seem to understand where he was. His lack of responses made the questioning officer more and more annoyed. Eventually, the officers would conduct field sobriety tests.
let him talk to you.
That's all we need.
No, I need you to step out.
Come on.
Come on.
No?
Yes.
Hey, bud.
Look.
We talked about this earlier.
I'm going to
When
tell
you
you.
got here, you were going to cooperate with him. I know you wasn't with me, but you're going to with him.
I don't want to take you to jail tonight, okay?
And we told you
But
that.
if you're going to push my buttons, we'll go straight to jail. I'm not kidding with you, okay? I understand what's going on. I can smell it come from your breath. I already know what's going on.
I'm not pushing buttons.
You're starting to push my buttons already. If you're going to be compliant, be compliant. If not, we can go to jail.
Sir.
And you can figure it out later. Okay? I'm trying to be polite with you. But you're not wanting to look me in the eye. You're not even wanting to speak to me. Ask you your name, you just look down. Okay?
Peter Fegus.
Peter Fegus?
Fegus.
Fegus.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Trooper Gardner.
Yes.
I'm Trooper Gardner. All right, I'm going to have you step out with me, or we're going to go back to my patrol car, okay? So please step out. Because I can have them transport you to jail, and I can just meet you there. It doesn't matter to me, okay? So would you like to step out now? Come on, man.
Stick with him.
Just work
Stick
with
with him. Stick with him.
Just work with me, okay? All right, step out, man. All right, I'm gonna take a look at your eyes. Is that all right? Something you're wanting to do? No?
I'm sorry?
I'm gonna take a look at your eyes. Is that okay? Is that something you're wanting to do? Okay, well, I'm gonna put your feet together for me. All right. See the tip of my pen?
Okay,
Is it something you're willing to do? Okay, look. Predicated on whether or not you take any test or anything is not how I determine.
Yeah, but these are SFSTs.
Correct.
Right.
I'm going to explain it to you real quick, though, okay? Whether or not you refuse it is not predicated on whether or not you go to jail. Your attitude determines that with me, okay? I'll be upfront with you. As long as you're polite and cooperative, I'll work with you to get you home, okay? But if you're going to be a pain to me,
I'm not being a pain.
let me finish. If you're going to be a pain about stuff and not let me do my job, we'll just go to jail and I'll solve the problem for myself. That's how I do it, okay? So if you don't want to take this, you don't have to. You know that legally, as the rest of us do here. I have to offer it to you. I have to try to do what I can do, okay? I clearly see that you've been drinking. I can smell it on your breath.
Okay.
All right, I can see your red shot, bloodshot, and glassy eyes. They found you're slumped over the wheel. I'm just trying to do my due diligence and check. You don't have to, but if you do, that's all I'm trying to do. So it's entirely up to you whether or not that's something you want to do, okay? It's entirely up to you. I'm asking, is that something you want to do or no? No? Okay. So here's what, do you have problems with your shoulders or anything?
No.
You what? No. Okay. Because you're cuffed in the front, I know you're a bigger guy, probably have a hard time trying to get behind your back. No. I'm going to have my cuffs on you instead. You got anything on you to prove it, poke me or cut me? Alright, I'm telling you right now, you're under arrest for operating a vehicle impaired tonight, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can't be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer before advice and before you ask any questions.
Feckes was placed on administrative duty while an investigation went underway. Feckes joined the department in February 2002, and now the veteran officer faces 3 misdemeanor charges. Decertification is also on the line. But this drunk cop wasn't half as bad as the next one, who ended up taking a life due to her drinking habits. On March 1st, 2025, the Richland Police Department were called to a traffic collision in Village Parkway, Washington. When officers arrived at the scene, they were met with a gruesome sight. A motorcyclist had crashed into an SUV.
I'm just getting here, so I know you already answered some questions from the other guys, but generally what happened? And
so I went and picked up a Domino's pizza.
Okay.
I was turning left in here. I live right over there on Wild Canyon Way.
Okay.
I saw what I thought was a car with one headlight out.
Okay.
Right just past where the reflective sign is, that white one.
Okay, sure.
And so I was already slowing in the turn lane and saw him there, and I was like, I got enough time.
Okay.
I turned, and as soon as I turned, just felt the boom.
Okay. So as you're turning, you thought he was further away?
No, he was definitely past that reflective sign when I saw him.
Okay.
And then I think I just, like I say, I thought it was a car with a headlight out. Didn't realize it was a motorcycle. I didn't realize the rate of speed they were going at.
So you think he was going pretty quick?
Yes.
Okay.
Because from that reflective sign, it's kind of, I live here, so that's always my general rule. If they're past that sign, then you got plenty of time if you're already slowing to turn in.
Gotcha.
And
so you know, based on making this turn and numerous times, that you know how to judge that distance.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, good to go. Okay. All right. So you're probably aware we're just gonna like run this like normal. So I'm just gonna run you through some voluntary field sobriety tests if you're willing to. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do any.
Okay. All right. What about the PBT? You willing to do voluntary PBT?
I don't want to do any tests based on the.
Okay.
This is Officer Sarah Klassen of the Washington State Police, and after hitting a biker head-on at full speed, she just casually refuses field sobriety tests. The officer questioning her noticed that she reeked of alcohol. The officer then had Sarah write a statement.
I'll be honest with you, I would love to rule out impairment, but without the fields, it is hard to rule that out. Obviously, it's voluntary. I won't ask you again, but there may always be that question down the road.
I just rather not.
Okay.
Yeah. I understand, but I know how it goes too. So.
Yeah. What do you mean? You know how it goes?
Even if there's like a little, if I had a glass of wine earlier or something like that, I just don't want to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, I definitely don't feel impaired. I don't feel like there was impairment as an issue.
Did you have a glass of wine earlier?
Not gonna answer it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You just mentioned like if.
So if I would have or had but
no. I think she has something on board.
Do you really?
Yeah. So
is there?
We have to.
Is there going to be enough to get a search warrant?
So yeah, I'll write it. I mean, unless you want.
What changed?
So I was just studying her. She got a couple misspelled words on here.
Okay.
She wrote sigh, and she said 100 feet. Sorry, I'm going a little fast. She estimated the distance between the guy on the motorcycle and her to be 100 feet, which that's way more than 100. That's 500 feet. She said she was almost through her turn when clearly she was at the very beginning of her turn. Right. Her eyes are a little bit glassy, a little bit.
What would those lights be?
But could be, but we got to err on the side of caution.
Okay.
I do not have a great sense of smell, but I think I smelled a little bit of odor of alcohol, enough for me to say. And then I told her, I'm like, hey, we just want to rule out impairment. And by you not doing it, I'm like, I'm not going to ask you again, but I'm like, we can't rule it out. And she's like, yeah, well, if I would have had a glass of wine earlier, I know how this goes. And I said, did you have a glass of wine earlier? And she said, I'm not going to answer that. So
okay.
I think with everything, we have to. I mean, I will write the search warrant. But yeah, I'm still recording. I'm still recording. I would have loved to have ruled it out. All right. So, like I said, we were really trying to rule alcohol out. Mm-hmm. I'm not convinced that alcohol wasn't a factor. So right now you are under arrest. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and put your hand behind your back. So we will be doing a search warrant for blood. Okay. That way there will be no questions. What was that?
I was just asking.
Oh. All right, we'll head back to my car over here. For dispatch warrant custody.
This next one is the biggest tyrant you'll see. He ordered all his subordinates to turn off their body cams, and all of them snitched on him to his superior.
What are you doing? You think a lot of you yell something's gonna change?
This cop messed up real bad. So bad that in fact all his juniors snitched on him. But that was nothing compared to the embarrassment he felt when higher authority cracked down on him. On August 15, 2019, two brothers attended the Feast of the Assumption Festival and were busking on the sides when they were asked by officers to leave the scene. They complied, but as soon as they were about to leave, they bumped into one scummy cop that decided to arrest them anyway.
Okay, he's not touching it. You guys are.
Well, I go your.
We're not touching.
That's too tight.
Okay, let me undo it.
That's too tight.
Relax.
Let go.
That's too tight.
Let me undo it. Relax.
Hey, why are you guys touching?
Why are you touching us?
This is illegal.
Leave us alone.
We didn't.
Touching us.
Calm down, so they don't say that you're doing anything. Just calm down. You know that.
What are you doing?
You think a lot of you yell something's gonna change?
Why are you doing this?
Right.
Why are you doing this?
We're protecting you.
You're not protecting me. You're hurting me.
What? You think a lot of you yell
You just
something's
insulted me.
good.
You're hurting me.
What do you mean? Step back. Step back.
Yeah, you are. You got that too tight. It's too tight.
What are you doing?
Loosen it.
Let go of some of this shit.
Let go of that stuff. Loosen it.
Let go of some of this stuff.
Loosen the cuffs. Loosen the cuffs.
They will. Yeah.
Loosen the cuffs.
Shut up.
Loosen the cuffs. Loosen the cuffs.
Well, you're.
Loosen it.
There's nothing wrong. I guess you can say computers in there.
Loosen the cuffs. Loosen the cuffs. Stop. What are you doing? Ow. What are you doing?
The brothers were unfairly arrested and escorted back to the police van. The officer in white, Captain Zuba, shoved one of the brothers out of spite.
Let it go. Dude, that's my phone. Let it go. We'll put it in your bag. Which bag is this? It's being recorded.
Captain Zuba takes one of the brothers' phone. Keep this in mind because this will be important later on. The brothers were stuffed in the van and taken to jail and were set free 6 hours later. They got all their items back except for the phone Captain Zuba took. The brothers reported the theft and Internal Affairs visited them days later to discuss the matter.
Holder number 4, like 80% sure that's him. Sorry.
If you can just sign it and write what percentage you believe and who do you think that is?
Captain Zuba.
Okay.
This is clearly Bush.
Okay, what percentage are you sure?
100%.
Okay. From here, we gather any facts we can. We're going to go to Little Italy to see if there's any surveillance footage there.
Okay.
Stuff like that. And we present the facts to a prosecutor, and the prosecutor will determine if the officers committed a crime or not.
This here is one of the bike I had that they returned that and the guitars, no problem.
Yeah, so I was going to say, aside from your cell phone, they gave you everything else back. Just your cell phone was not in your bag or nothing like that.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to be accusatory, but it was kind of wrong what happened, man. And I think they might have destroyed the cell phone because of the evidence of him assaulting me on it.
Almost all the deputies present at the scene told Internal Affairs that the captain told them to turn their body cams off. Only one officer's body cam was on, and that would come back to bite Zuba in the behind.
Did you have a WCS camera on that day?
I did have it with me, yes.
And why wasn't it activated during the incident?
Captain told us no cameras.
How come you didn't activate it?
I was told not to.
And by who?
The captain.
Okay, and when did he tell you that?
The beginning, before we got dropped off.
Did you have your WCS on you at the time?
Did I have it on me or turned on?
On you.
On me, yes, I had it on me.
Did you turn it on?
No, I did not.
And why is that?
We were told initially from the captain not to turn them on, and then I was thinking we were off duty, so we didn't think we had to have them on.
Captain Zuba was going to face the worst embarrassment of his life.
And the officers who were in the area of these two individuals informed you that they had been placed under arrest. Is that still your
Yes, sir.
today?
Yes, sir.
And do you recall which officer or officers informed you that they had been under arrest at that point?
Bush.
Bush did that. And this is as the Workman brothers are approaching you. The officers are someone behind them at that time? Is that
No, they're all surrounding them.
They're surrounding them when you first encounter them? And Officer Bush tells you that they are under arrest?
Yes, sir.
Did he say for what charges?
I don't recall that, and I do remember that they weren't in handcuffs.
Right. So, Officer Bush was interviewed by Sergeant Sheehan by the City of Cleveland Division of Police Internal Affairs Division, and during that interview, he stated that that he had not placed them under arrest nor cited them and had no intentions of doing so, and it was his understanding that you ordered him to do so. Would that statement by Officer Bush be accurate?
No.
Okay, so his saying that to Officer Sheehan in his recorded interview, would he be mistaken in that or lying about that?
I would imagine he's just mistaken.
Oh, he wasn't mistaken, all right. Lying through his teeth wasn't going to help him, since Internal Affairs already interviewed all the other officers.
A violation of this church's rule, would that be a criminal offense?
As far as I understand, yes.
Because within the city of Cleveland, isn't it lawful to do the act they were doing? If had it not been for the church prohibition against that, would their actions be lawful?
As long as they weren't obstructing.
Right. So the permit that the church holds or held for that feast, did it detail the permit holder's right to curtail otherwise lawful activity by citizens?
That's beyond me.
Because my understanding from Sergeant Sheehan from the Internal Affairs that the church's permit only granted them two areas of authorization: to block the street and to encumber the sidewalks with certain displays.
Okay.
So, that being said, how could they control otherwise protected First Amendment speech and actions that per Section 657801 is permissible conduct within the city of Cleveland?
Zuba was trying to say that the church's authority overruled the Constitution, which was straight BS. The investigator gave him a law that shut Zuba up real fast.
Also, Captain DeZuba.
It says 4 o'clock.
Did you, 4 o'clock? At any time, did you order any officers who were working this detail to not activate their WCS?
No.
You never ordered anyone to do that?
No. Tony tomorrow had his on.
Right. He's the only one did, and he said the reason why he had his on, he wasn't assigned to that detail. He works, I guess, community policing that's already working in the Little Italy area. Is that correct? And so he's the only one who had his on. That's the only reason we got this.
No, there
Except
were.
for the only other officers who had theirs on were the officers who transported them, who was Officer Turner and Love. And in their IA interviews, Patrol Officer Bush, Patrol Officer Anderson, Dominique Anderson, badge number 1753. Patrol Officer Scott Carey, badge number 2400. Patrol Officer Richard DeVelchio Jr., badge number 1278. Patrol Officer Musina, Patrol Officer Wright, Patrol Officer Cody Dorner, badge number 269. They all stated in their IA interviews that you ordered them not to activate their WCS camera. In fact,
Zuba's face was turning red. He knew he was screwed. It was 7 testimonies against his 1. Were all of them liars?
It's a direct statement that they're saying the captain orders them not
every
to
last
turn it
one
on.
make that direct.
Not that somebody had said we're not turning our cameras
Every
on
last
during this
one.
event. So the captain would have had to go to each one of them and directly say, do not turn your camera
Some of them
on.
said it was said when they were getting off the bus, because I guess they rode a bus to this detail, and then
and who the captain met them at the bus.
And I think it was Del Vecchio who says during the actual arrest, he goes up to Captain DeZuba and said, should I have my WCS on during this? And Captain DeZuba said no. Again, these are what these officers are saying in their interviews. Each and every one of them, to a man, all said, including Officer Bush, every officer said they were ordered by Captain DeZuba to cut off to not activate their WCS. Each and every one of them. And none of them had their WCS on.
Can he
And I asked
to
him, yeah, he already answered it. He said he didn't issue that order.
get off a bus?
And some said during this arrest, they were told, don't go on.
Okay. Did you ever tell them during the arrest, don't
So
turn
those
your
officers,
camera on?
again, those officers who made those statements during their IA interviews, they're mistaken or lying about you issuing that order?
I can't tell you why they said what they said. Well, I was standing next to, I believe, Cozart and Tomorrow. Tomorrow had his video on.
Right, he's the only one.
I had said anything during the arrest, it would be on Tony's video.
Well,
if I said, don't turn your videos on, Tony would have shut his off. They could be saying whatever they want to protect themselves.
I think Officer Tomorrow is saying he wasn't working that detail. Is that correct? He wasn't working that detail?
No, he was working for me.
He's working though for the city.
He's working for the city, right? But not
there.
detailed there.
There.
Well, he said that's his ordinary.
He's not working. He's not working part time there. Some guys work secondary employment. Some guys work for the city.
None of this was secondary employment. All of this was working for the city, paid. And each officer said
that was
filled out
a
an
big
overtime
confusion.
card. They all filled out an overtime card. That's not a secondary employment issue.
Okay, but
Tony worked directly for me.
Here's what he's saying.
Right, but that's his regular thing. And so Officer Tomorrow, again, I'm not interjecting I'm saying what Officer Tomorrow is saying. He's saying he had his WCS on because he didn't come there with them.
I understand.
Part of this.
We agree. He had it on, and he's working for the city. They're all working for the city. The other ones don't have it on. But I agree with you. You're telling me he has his on because we know there's a camera footage.
The interview footage suddenly cuts off for unknown reasons. There's so much corruption going on that it's insane. The only officer whose body cam was on had a lot of interesting details to share, as well as some other officers.
Prior to this day, had you ever encountered these two guys?
I've never encountered them, but I've seen them around downtown before.
Okay. They always stand around and play their guitar? Is that what they do, or they just...
I've seen them on 4th Street playing their guitar.
Okay.
I was in the downtown unit.
Are they normally allowed to do that?
I'm not sure. I would imagine.
Okay. Did you witness Captain DeZuba, or let me start with this, did you witness either of the two guys trying to record Captain DeZuba on their cell phone?
I don't know if they were trying to record them. They had cell phones.
Okay. Did you see Captain DeZuba try to take the cell phone out of one of the guy's hands?
I think during the arrest, I took one of the cell phones out of the person's hand.
Okay, but you didn't witness Captain DeZuba ever? Because the complaint is that Captain DeZuba grabbed the guy's hand when he was trying to film him and twisted his arm. No. You didn't witness anything like that?
No.
Okay. The way how I translate your video is that you kind of were walking up after this initially started. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So in your video, you take Joseph Workman's cell phone out of his hand. That's the guy with the white T-shirt on.
Yeah, one of them.
And the video shows you hand it to Captain DeZuba.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened afterwards?
No.
Okay, so you didn't. Did you see Captain DeZuba with the phone after you handed it to him?
No, because I think even while I was putting stuff in the van, my camera caught DeZuba and he didn't have it.
Okay.
So I don't know if he set it down somewhere.
And that's the next question. You don't know what he did with the phone after that? Okay. Do you know why these guys were arrested? Do you know what they were charged with?
No.
Okay. Were you present when they were issued a minor misdemeanor citation?
I think somebody was asking for a minor misdemeanor book.
Okay.
Or maybe as I was walking away or something.
But you weren't there. So after your camera goes off, you were out of there. You didn't return at all. You didn't have any.
No.
Okay. Did you see any other officers with their cell phone?
With the suspects?
Yeah, with that same cell phone that you took from the hand to the Zuba. Have you heard anything about what happened to it by chance?
It's highly likely that Zuba stole that phone and destroyed it. It probably had even more severe incriminating evidence on him.
I only created a path to the van with you guys.
Did you have a WCS camera on that day?
I did have it with me, yes.
And why wasn't it activated during the incident?
Normally, like, we never really used them at the feast. I've done it a few times, but also Captain told us no cameras.
When did he say that?
Right around the time the gentlemen were being arrested, or prior to, right around there, people were like, no, everybody just kept saying no cameras. Like, Captain said no cameras. I got a no camera sign, so I didn't turn mine on. I didn't turn it off.
Okay. Do you know why he said that? Was there a reason, or?
No, I didn't question it. Anytime somebody higher up says no camera, I turn it off.
Okay.
Or don't activate.
All right. For this incident, had you how many days did you work on the detail?
I think I worked almost every day. I think I worked every day.
Okay, and it was overtime?
Yeah, I turned in an overtime card.
Okay. Were you given the option of using your personal vehicle to park there and work, or was it meet at the district and?
We all met at the district, and then
Okay.
we got transported.
Do you know if officers had the option to take their personal vehicle?
I think a couple guys did drive. I don't recall,
Okay.
but I want to say a couple guys did drive though. I
Okay.
parked in the family lot.
And you don't know who gave them permission to do that?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right, I'm just gonna have you look at this. This is just a picture of your guys' property book, and the line's highlighted. Did you write that in the property book?
I did not.
Okay. Do you recognize that handwriting?
I do not.
Okay. When you put something in the property book, do you also enter it into LERMS and put a tag on it?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And do a property found sort of report?
Yeah, there would have been a report done when we turned it in.
Okay. Do you normally put multiple items on the same line?
No, sir.
You usually do individual lines?
There's an individual line for each item.
Fake cops are actually a thing, and these two dumb ones get arrested in the most stupid way possible.
The reason I lied to you is because I was embarrassed. Listen, I've always wanted to be a U.S. Marshal.
Some people take playing dress up too far when they try to impersonate a police officer. In today's first case, we'll be discussing the arrest of phony officer Logan Malik. I felt secondhand embarrassment watching this guy. In 2022, Washingtonville police officer Logan Malik was posing as a U.S. Marshal at the Holiday Inn and Sheets gas station in Boardman. The shop owners called the police since he was acting fishy. This is what happened next.
What's going on today?
I've been hanging out for a while. I'm off duty. I work for Washingtonville Police Department. I'm about to go into work. I was just sitting up here talking.
I get you.
And I was talking to like just being friendly with people. Did somebody take offense? Sir, put your hands behind your back.
Don't lock your fingers. You should not do this, right? Put your hands upside down. Spread your feet.
Okay. I'm an off-duty officer. I have my identification.
Okay. We're just going to check because we're going to call it your first aid police officer.
Oh, okay.
Have anything else on you?
No, sir. I have a taser in my vehicle. And my badge. I have my badge right here.
Where's your ID at?
My police ID, so I don't have a police ID on me. I can,
don't have a police ID on you?
No, I don't have a police ID yet.
They didn't even give him a chance to explain. The real officer saw right through the disguise. No off-duty police officer would be rolling around dressed like that.
You don't have an ID?
No, they didn't. I've been bitching about this forever with them. I have my badge. I don't have an ID.
Do you have like your driver's license on you?
Yes, sir. Or, yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Is it in the car?
Was that here?
It's in this wallet?
Yes. And that's my old badge from my old department.
Gave this at the Holiday Inn, has your name on it. It says that you're with the U.S. Marshals Task Force. Has your last name on it. That's what they gave us at the Holiday Inn.
Okay.
Malik had previously worked for the Latonia Police Department, where he was encouraged to resign due to performance issues. The guy had two badges. On his hip was the Washingtonville badge, and in his wallet was the Latonia PD badge.
Hi. Did a guy come in here saying that he worked for the marshals?
Let me go ask someone.
Okay, sounds good.
They weren't here.
Okay.
I was here. He was in a white t-shirt and had a gun strapped inside.
Did he say anything
I didn't
crazy?
speak to him.
Okay,
But
this
I
was in
walked
here.
by and saw him.
Gotcha.
So if that's
okay.
him,
Yeah.
then
Whole big mess. Thank you.
2015. Now listen, I want to be completely honest, and the reason I did lie to you, and the reason I lied to you,
that called us in a cheat
go ahead. So the reason I lied to you is because I was embarrassed. Listen, I've always wanted to be a U.S. Marshal, and I'm not saying I did not tell them that I was a U.S. Marshal. I can see how that was misconstrued. I pay attention to their most wanted, and they had a bunch of Aryan Brotherhood dudes on there for most wanted. And if you don't believe me, because why would you? I was dishonest with you from the start. I can pull it up on my phone and show you their AB guys wanted on there. Okay, I put I'm Officer Malik on that note, so I can articulate it better. Can you show me that note so I can explain it better? Because honestly, I'm a little nervous. This is my dream career. I will not lie to you. I just want to make sure I'm telling you the truth and not stumbling around. Yeah. Because I know as an officer when people are stumbling around, it's okay, what the fuck? Why are you nervous? Something's up. I understand. I've been around. Not that long, but I've been an officer for 5 years. But if you show me that, I can explain to you exactly what I meant by that.
I don't think the U.S. Marshals hire fake cops. And dressing up as one and patrolling the area with a loaded gun? Yeah, that's not something any PD is gonna let slide.
I had some buddies, they're not law enforcement, but some buddies talking about Aryan brother, like Nazi-looking dudes walking around. And not just like in the general Boardman area. The reason I went there, and you can also talk to the people at Holiday Inn, I'm in the process of moving. So I was asking them what their room rates were and how much their suites cost, because I want to get a suite when I go there. Because I have a 2.5-year-old daughter. I get her every other week. I don't want her to be stuck in a crammed up room, and I wanted to see about the pool. But while I was there, I brought that up. I said, I'm Officer Malik. You see these guys? Here's my phone number. You can call me. I also said call 911 or whatever, and I brought up what they look like. And I said the U.S. Marshals wanted them. I said you can contact U.S. Marshals and say I'm a U.S. Marshal. But what's embarrassing about it to me is how fucking like obsessed I am with like what they do, because that's like my dream. I would like to work with them and stuff. So like I always talk about like wanting to be able to cooperate with them and stuff, but I would never identify myself as a Marshal.
So this guy was hunting down Nazis, or people he thought looked like them. If they were hostile, this kid would just end up hurting himself. And for the record, if you have a dream career, just apply on their website. Don't fake it till you make it.
What were you asking the people in sheets?
Asking them?
Yeah. Did you talk them in sheets?
I was just like talking to people at sheets. I wasn't asking them anything specifically. Why?
Well, they called us too.
It's not something that I'm working on. I'm not a marshal. I'm just very intrigued in what they do, and I would love, that's my dream, is to do that, but I will not identify myself as a federal agent. I'm not that silly. I have a 2.5-year-old daughter. She's my entire world. And, like, she's so smart. Like, you ask her, what's your daddy? A clock.
Yeah, her daughter is really gonna be proud when her daddy's behind bars in jail. This guy literally didn't have anything better to do than threatening kids with warrants. Wait till you hear his request.
We're just gonna go ahead and make sure there's nothing illegal in the car, okay?
Okay, that's fine. I was asked, I know you'll be quick. Can you grab my cell phone so I can tell the girl that I'm not standing her up so she doesn't, never talk to me again real quick?
We'll get you out here in a few minutes.
Okay. All right.
He's worried about his date in the middle of a police investigation. Hope she doesn't freak out when you ask her out for coffee from jail.
We're just putting together all our evidence and everything, and then you can have your day in court, okay? You know, we have probable cause to make the arrest.
No matter what, though, like, being reasonable, and I'm not putting this on you, I'm fucked and done with law enforcement forever. There's no chance now.
Well, that's not up to me, and I can't say that.
I'm saying
and you know, this is not something I want to do. I don't want to arrest another police officer, okay? But we do things professionally, and we have to go by the book out here.
I'm frustrated about I'm not frustrated with you, but this is absolutely insane to me. Can I have somebody pick my vehicle up?
Who's going to tell him that no amount of complimenting the U.S. Marshals is going to get him a chance to be one of them? Not after what he pulled today.
Did you tell my chief that this is happening?
No, I didn't tell your chief yet, but I'll call him and let him know.
Okay, so I'm fired and fucked.
He actually earlier did tell me to tell you he wants to see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock in his office.
I mean, I might as well resign at this point. There's no point.
Okay. It's okay for me. Secure the vehicle and leave. Yeah, do you want to pull it up into the parking spot or just leave it there?
Can I have 2 requests?
I guess you can just have to put cuffs on you.
I'm just saying, I know how this procedure goes. Can I take a puff of my puffer before we
No, can't have you do that. You're going to be getting out shortly.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're going into...
Do these need to be put away in my car?
Put them on your head, you're good.
Okay.
I know that's much.
I have my holster.
You're fine.
Want this off of me or?
Throw the badge on.
Yeah, just...
Take your badge here.
She'll cuff you first.
Oh. Actually, So this is how I put my hands. So how I make people put their hands. When you were telling me to do it different, I was like...
You patted him down, right?
Yeah, but there's some stuff in his pocket.
Yeah, I have 2 vapes in my pocket.
And spread your feet.
The nerve of this guy to just keep on making requests while he's under arrest, calling his girlfriend, having a quick puff of his vape. Might as well ask the marshals to cook him a 3-course meal.
Is that your gun or is that the department's gun?
That's mine. It's actually my mom's name, but I got it off of her.
Okay.
She lost my Glock 22.
Now, everything police related we're taking as evidence. But obviously, if this case goes out, then you're getting it back.
My firearm I get to keep, right?
But we're taking it as evidence, but, you know, you can hopefully get it back.
We're going to log it into evidence for now, then.
Yeah.
When this
You won't get it back tonight, after the case is heard in court.
That's an issue. No, you guys got a good thing. That's
all right, we'll take. Does this just clip off?
Yeah, just pull it straight up.
Okay. Don't need the holster, I don't think.
Okay.
My thing is, that gun is my mom's firearm.
Okay.
Okay, like, she owns it. And that's going to get me royally.
Okay, we'll just go in evidence for now.
Yeah.
And we'll work something out later.
It's not getting forfeited right now. It's
no,
just
I know that.
Yeah.
I wish I could explain it to you and not sound like I'm trying to be a dick, but I don't know how to articulate this correctly.
So the gun with 1 bullet in the chamber was the one he stole off his mom just so he could look like the real deal. Judging by how corrupt he is, I think he'd fit in perfectly with any PD.
I'm not used to being this scumbag.
Well, hopefully you don't get used to it.
I'm never gonna. I'm not one to do illegal shit, but I'm meant to be a cop. Like, I have to make this happen.
Yeah, you will. Take it to court.
Well, that's the thing. It's just...
I'll sign the witness part. Print your name, then your address and phone number.
Like I said, I hate crybabies. Please don't think that
No, you're fine.
I'm sorry. I don't see any possible good outcome.
You could get on unpaid
I will
leave.
see not.
Unpaid leave, paid suspension, something like that.
I doubt that. I think I'm getting fired.
Do you have any tattoos?
Yeah, swastika, I'm getting
This right arm? Okay.
Sure.
Psychology and people skills are definitely not his strong suits. How can he just brag about himself while handcuffed in the back of the cruiser? It's insane to me. Logan Malik was sentenced to 30 days in jail for impersonating a U.S. Marshal. He was also fined $1,000 and placed on supervised release for 1 year. A jury found him guilty after 1 day of deliberations. And I mean, who wouldn't? At least Malik knew he was screwed, because this next guy just started begging the cops to spare him, and wait till you see the guns he was packing.
I can't get a hold of the chief from Richland Township, which is Glenmont.
It's Richland Township?
Yeah.
So it's a township police department,
No,
or
it's
it's a village?
Village in Richland Township. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a village in Richland.
But you have no ID from them, all right?
No.
And have you ever been sworn in by them?
I've talked to the chief.
No.
So
I'm
that's
asking you a
all
direct question. Have you been sworn in
Now,
by
this
them?
is very important you answer this correctly, because being a former police officer or someday a current police officer, you know if you lie in this situation, you go directly to jail.
No, I'm not.
So I'm going to put that right
listen,
out.
I'm not.
So if you are telling me you are a police officer right now, is that what you're telling me? So you are not a commissioned police officer.
I have spoke with the chief.
That's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you one question. Are you a commissioned police officer through the state of Ohio?
I have an OPUDA certificate.
That's not what I'm asking.
That's not what we're asking you.
I'm explaining to you.
No, you're not. You're not answering the question. You're avoiding the question. It's very simple. Are you a sworn police officer anywhere in the state of Ohio with any department?
Not currently.
Okay.
He says he's an officer for the village's police department, and when the officers really press him, he tells them that he never took an oath. What if this guy pulled someone over and the traffic stop went south? Who's to blame then?
Hello.
Talking to the chief is not enough.
Yeah, the chief of police is here. So
So he's not commissioned with a fake flag. So that he's not going to get back.
Okay. 1 second. Would you be willing to speak to the supervisor from the company?
From
Watchman?
From Watchman?
Yes.
Is he an actual police officer?
You are an actual police officer, correct? Okay. Okay. Yes, he is. Where are you commissioned at?
It doesn't matter. He's not here doing anything.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's the superintendent of the State Highway Patrol. That's irrelevant to the situation. So you can talk to him if you want, Rex, but I got no.
Yeah.
I found a good paying job, and I was told by the guys, like, hey, we'll take care of a commission, we'll get it taken care of, it's no big deal. I come out here, I was told, hey, you can start, make some money. That's all I was trying to do. Please do not, I'm asking you for courtesy, man to man, please do not ruin my career. Please, please, please.
Buddy, your career was ruined the day you suited up as a fake cop. And the audacity of him to ask for professional courtesy.
I think you did that kind of on your own, Casey.
Please.
All right. The Pickaway County, you knew you didn't work for Pickaway County. You displayed that badge. All right. You're out here acting in law enforcement capacity, displaying a badge that you have no right to have, or a facsimile of a badge. That's not even a real badge. You were aware of that.
Yeah,
okay.
It's not real.
Okay. So, all right, you're going to be charged.
Oh, seriously?
I'm serious. Okay. Now we're going to be nice about this. Okay. And we're going to take you over, and you can take your gun belt off, and you can set it on the hood of that car, okay? And we're going to take you in. We don't have to handcuff you. This officer is going to pat you down, all right? And we'll let you out, all right, on a summons, all right? Now,
are we too far for me to?
We're
Listen,
okay.
It's completely deceptive.
Here's the problem. You don't understand that right now we can charge you for improperly handling in the vehicle. I can charge you for impersonating a police officer. All right, there's tons of charges.
What are you charging me?
Here, well, probably the impersonation of a police officer.
So the best thing to do right now is to just take off the belt.
And I'm
all right, so let's step over here and take care of that first.
Smith, right here. Right here. Right. Take off the belt, then I'm going to switch.
You don't have anything else on you, do you?
No.
All right. Don't reach in. All right, you should know the drill.
Like a friend. Okay. Like a friend. Don't interlock.
Lock this up so he can't take it. Yeah, we'll just take that in.
Can we discuss another charge at least?
Yeah, take care. Oh my God.
It says now you got a rifle.
Alright. And it's loaded, right? Okay. We're not gonna. Yeah. Take all his stuff and you can throw it in my car.
Okay. I'll put it in the back of yours.
Fully loaded M4 just in case he has a run-in with the cartel. This fake cop wasn't about to take any chances.
What's that? Well, things change. We try to do the reasonableness test here, but listen, man, there's just way too much. You've got a code in there that doesn't belong to you. That's got deputy sheriff stuff on there. You got a loaded rifle. You're a traffic guy, man. That's all your detail's going to be. What active shooter situation you going into? That you need to carry a loaded rifle and rifle plates.
They're not.
Listen, this is all because we're trying to look cool, whatever. I get it. Well, you're completely in the wrong. That's all I can tell you. You got to put your foot in there.
former corrections deputy arrested, Casey Donovan Williams, was charged with impersonating an officer and improper handling of a firearm. And that's all for today. How do you think the two cops best impersonated a police officer? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, consider subscribing for more crime content. Until then, check out this next video right here.
What are you doing? You think a lot of you yell something's gonna change?